Okay, folks, here we go. We're going to get started now. We're dealing today with the league, setting up a league and going through some of the options that are available to your league. A league is sort of unique within Golf Genius because it gives you some options that you don't necessarily always get when you're working with individual events. And so I want to show you the basics of how a league is set up, but primarily we're gonna concentrate on how you deal with players, getting players to sign up, whether it's through emails or through the portal, how you get players in and out of a round, that type of thing, because that seems to be the most complicated portion for most people, and it basically has to do with a lot of the questions that come into us from time to time. So what I've done is I've created a sample league here, and the only thing I've really done at this point is I put some golfers in. So I'm going to go to the golfers tab here, and we're going to go to the league roster. Now in a league, the league roster is significantly different than what you would call an event roster in an individual event. In the league roster, we're putting into this league roster everybody who is eligible to play in the league. It doesn't necessarily mean they're playing in any one round. So if you've got an LGA or an MGA and you have 200 members who have paid to be part of that league, you would enter all 200 people here in the league roster, because the way that leagues work is these folks are all going to be eligible, so to speak, to sign up for rounds within the league because they are already in the league roster. And the leagues only deal with those people. It's not like somebody in your master roster can sign up for a league. They've got to be listed here under the league roster in order to be eligible. And one very important thing that you need for the league roster for sure is that you really want to have their GIN numbers in that league roster, so it's easy week after week after week to be able to update their handicap indexes for whatever game you're playing that week. But it's also equally important to have their email address, and that their email address is accurate to get emails to them, because you're going to be on a week in, week out basis of the league. You're generally going to be emailing the members of the league on a semi-regular basis, whether it's sending them invites to actually sign up for a particular round, or whether or not you're just turning around and being able to send them results, send them information, just to even be able to just tell them there's a delay, anything having to do with the round. Having the email address is very important to try to be able to communicate with the members of the league. So I've loaded here just 16 people randomly, and I've got myself in here, and I have an actual email address where we can see emails arrive today. Everybody else has got a fake email address for right now. And so I've got my league members in there, and that's fine. The next thing I need to be able to do is I need to be able to define what rounds we're going to play and how long it's going to take. So you can set up the league for many rounds. It might be a summer league. It might be an entire calendar year. There is one caveat, is that your leagues in Golf Genius can only run for 52 weeks, 52 consecutive weeks. If you go beyond that, you've got to start a new league. There isn't an ongoing year after year after year league. So a league can be a set time period from start to finish, but it can never go more than 52 weeks. So I'm going to click over here on the calendar option up top, and I'm going to go to display the calendar so I can pick the rounds that we want to run in this particular league. Now I can, if I want to, click individual dates, okay? But one of the easy things they set up here is to be able to add recurring rounds. So if I hit my start date here by clicking on start date, and let's start with March 2nd on a Wednesday, and I want to end all the way out in, let's say, October 26th, and then I tell it in between those 2 days, I want to select every Wednesday, then that quickly, it is now selected every Wednesday between March 2nd and October 26th. And when I say OK or save at the bottom here, I'm going to get a round preset up for every single one of those. So let's go ahead and do that and hit save. So it's going to build all these rounds and have them available. And you don't have to build your entire season. You can always add rounds to a season. But if you know how long the season is going to be, go ahead and create the rounds for it. There's no harm in doing that. And you'll be reserving all the space you need for the rounds. So here we have all of our rounds. We go all the way down to basically 35 rounds in this league that I've just created. And so they're all labeled rounds 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course, you probably already know you can click on here and change the name of the round. And here are all the dates. So the way that a round works, the way that a league works is that people are going to sign up to play in any one round. So out of your 250 members, you might only have 20 that are going to play in any one round. And so we need to be able to get those people into that round so that they're available for you to pair them up, create the tournaments for the round, score that round, get scorecards for that round, and get a leaderboard for that round. Keep in mind that everything you do from here on out in the league on any one round is going to take place under the rounds category. You're going to make teams in rounds. You're going to make divisions in rounds. You're going to make flights in the round because you only want those flights, divisions, and teams to apply to the round you're running this week. It doesn't do any good to create a team for the league because that's going to apply to the entire league every week of the league. There are some exceptions when you may want to necessarily create a league team setup or a league division setup, but it's rare. So most of the time you're going to do all of your manipulation round by round. Okay, let's first start with how do you manually get people into a round? Okay, so we're going to go to rounds. And I'm going to start the planning for round one. And it's just going to go ahead and set up all the pieces for this round, all the options. Okay, you have complete control over who's playing in the round and who's not playing in the round. So when I look at the rounds options here, I have what is called right here, and let me make this all a little bit bigger for you. I have the round player roster. And this is where I can control who's in my round and who's not in my round out of my entire list of golfers in my league. So if I click on this option, it's going to bring me to a new page. And on this new page, so far, I only have everybody in the league, all 16 players are currently listed as not attending this round. Okay, 16 players not attending. So if I want to manually maneuver these people around, I can do so. So I can say that Greg Kelly gave me a call and Jason gave me a call and Jennifer gave me a call. And those three people told me verbally that they'd like to play in round one. All I have to do is come up here and mark them as attending, meaning they're going to be in this round, they're attending this round, and I hit go and say, okay. Now I'm going to have two categories. I have confirmed players, Greg, Jason, and Jennifer, who are attending the round, and I still have 13 players that are not attending. If I go back to the rounds category here, you'll see that it now says that I have 3 players confirmed, Greg, Jason, and Jennifer. If someone calls and wants out, I go back to my round player roster. I can then go ahead and click on Jason. He's now called. He has a doctor's appointment. He forgot about it. He wants out. I'm going to highlight Jason. I'm going to come up here and say not attending, meaning he's going to come back out. I hit go and say okay, and he goes back into the not attending category. Very simple to put people in and take people out just through this. If you want to see what's been happening yourself, and or when we get to player registration, you do have an option up over in the right here called player roster log. If I click on that, it will show me all of the transactions that take place and who did it. So in this particular case, it says that Doug Hardesty created this round, and then Jennifer was added by Doug, Jason added, Greg Kelly added, and then basically 1 minute later, I took Jason out. So whether you're making changes to the player roster or whether your members are signing in and signing out from a variety of different methods, this roster log will keep track of all that activity. And the only reason I point that out is you're going to get some players that go, I signed up and oh no, I'm not in the league. Well, you can come to this log and see when they signed up, and many times what happens is they accidentally hit a button to take themselves back out on their email, whatever, and they didn't realize they did that. So they put themselves in on Tuesday, and then by Thursday they took themselves out. They think they're going to play, and when you send out the pairings, they're not on the sheet. You can still add them, of course, really easily and fix it, but this will give you some idea of what they did and didn't do correctly. So if I go back to rounds, we have our 2 players in now instead of 3 because we took Jason out. That's how you're going to deal with members that you want to put in and out of a round manually. Okay, I'm going to go back in the round roster right now, and I'm going to take out our 2 attending players for the time being. Gonna mark them as unattending or not attending and get everybody back to not attending. Okay, so now we have 0 people in there. Okay, so manually, pretty simple, pretty straightforward, but that's not really how you want to run your league. You'd like to have the league and the people in your league sign up automatically if possible. And in the league setup in Golf Genius, there's basically 2 nice, easy ways to get people to sign up for the setup. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and come back to round 1 here, and you can send invitations. And for some reason, that's not quite coming up that way. Let's see why that isn't. I think I have to turn that on. So we're going to go to round profile and turn on invitations. I'm not sure why that's doing that way. Let me check the next one. Sorry about that. Confusing. I should be able to just simply send invites, which would be the simplest and easiest way to send invites to your members. Oh, where we get open. There we go. Sorry about that. Let's go back to round 1. If I click on open free, so generally what you're going to see in your league is you're going to have send invitations. Okay, this is the first way that you can easily send them. So if I click send invitations, what it comes up is it says it's going to send an invitation to your member, and the invitation email is going to be configured by this email's configuration link for these events, and you can add an extra message down below if you want to add more to the email configuration. So let's go to the customer center, customer settings, email configuration to see what email is going to be sent out. So I'm going to click on that. It's going to take me back out. Now the email configuration program is all set up. Let's drop out here. You're going to go to customer settings, email configuration. And these are all the pre-established emails that can be turned on or off that you can control to whether or not your members get emails or don't get emails. We want to talk about event registration here, or, sorry, round signups. So there are 7 different possible emails that can be sent to members under round signups. And the first one is when a golfer signs up for a round or when a golfer is invited to a round. So let's take a look at the when golfer is invited to the round. We're going to take a look and edit that and show what happens. So basically, the email goes out and says, hi, Mark, Doug, Bob. It's going to use their first name. It's going to say round invitation message. That's going to be whatever you typed in to be customized for that particular invitation. And then it'll say you are invited to participate in, let's say, round 1 on March 2nd. You can accept or decline the invitation through the buttons below, and there will be a button that says I want to play or a button that says I don't want to play. It'll say thank you, Carolinas Golf Association. Thank you, Marion Lake, whatever the club name is. So that you can also edit. You can edit this so it says something that you want it to say. This has just been suggested by Golf Genius as the basic invite program. Most people just go ahead and let that happen. But if you would like it to be more personal or have more basic information each and every time, you can change this invite. Now let's keep things straight here. I am in the customer center right now. I am in my customer center, customer settings. If I change this email here, it will change the email invite letter or email for every event in every league that gets sent out. Okay, so let's go back to our league. It'll take me a second to get there. You can imagine at Carolinas Golf Association, I don't want to change the master email because it would be for everybody and all the individual things that we send out. So I'm going to go into my league demonstration program here that we just created. And under golfers, let's see, rounds. Yeah, under golfers, I can get to email configuration here. When I get to email configuration within the league and I go to round signups on the left and I go when a golfer is invited to a round and I edit this, I am editing this text only for my league. So I can turn on customize the league email. Here's the basic email, but I could change it just for this time. So I'm going to just change it and say, here is a change I typed into this basic email. So we'll just see how that shows up. Okay, so I customized this email for just my round, and I'm going to go ahead and hit save. Okay, so now let's go back to our league. We're in our league now. We're going to go back to rounds. I'm going to send invitations. When I send invitations, it's going to use the email configuration I just created. And I'm also going to put a basic message here. I'm going to say, welcome to the league demonstration. You don't have to do this. This is optional. This is how you will sign up each week. And right, so now I'm going to go ahead and send this. It's automatically with one button going to send this invitation, the basic invitation and my customized words here to everybody in the league list. So if you had 200 people, all 200 people are going to get invited to play this week. It's now sending the invitations to the golfers. So what I'm going to do is take a second. Should only take a second for it to come in. And what I'm going to do here is take and stop the share. And then we're going to start the share again. And this time I'm going to take you to my email. And let's send receive. I tested this a little while ago. I should get the invite to my inbox. Hopefully that comes here shortly. It's not instantaneous, so we'll wait a little bit and see if it comes in. Not so far. All right, I'll wait to see it pop in and then I'll show you what it looks like. So we're back here at this point and we'll wait for the invitation to come in. So you can now see that the send invitations is out and you have the opportunity to close. The invitations were sent on 2/24 at 11:17 and I can schedule closing signups or I could just close them manually. So I can leave it open until I decide to close them, or under rounds and round profile, I can go to signups and scheduling. I believe that's where we are. Oh, take it back. Where is it? I don't do this often. There we go. Here's the sign up times. And so I could click here and say that I want the signups to stop on Monday at noon. Okay. And I can save that. And so I don't have to remember to close the signups at noon on Monday. It will automatically knock off this, and it'll tell you right here. Signups automatically close on 2/28 at 12 p.m. The invitations were sent at 11:17 this morning. I'm going to stop the share for a second here. We'll start a new share with my email. And here, in fact, is the email. Oops, I probably can't see that. So you can see right here, it says, hi, Doug. Welcome to the league demonstration. This is how you will sign up each week. Here is the change I typed into the basic email. So my basic email will say that every single time. You're invited to participate in round 1 on March 2nd. You can accept or decline the invitation through the buttons below, playing or not playing. I'm going to click on playing. And it now comes to me and says, we have recorded your registration for round one. You are now playing in round one. And since I did not authorize me to sign up more people, it just gives me a message that says, send a message to the manager. So that's how I get confirmation that in fact, you didn't see that. So let me get you there. That's what you get as confirmation. You go right to the portal and it'll tell you we have recorded your registration for round one. So that's what happened when I clicked on the thing that says I want to play. Okay. So let's go back to league demonstration. And if we go back to rounds and we go back to the round player roster, you'll now see that a confirmed player is Doug. Okay. The invited players, all of these players were invited but have not responded yet. And players not attending, they're Greg, Jason, and Jennifer. Now, they normally would be up in this list but they're down here because I specifically said that they were not going to play before we sent the invitations. So I can see, let me see if I can put them back up in the invitations list. They did not get an invitation. So now what I can do is send them an email. And I don't want the managers to get this. And I can include the round invitation and send this off to those three guys. And so this is how you manage and keep track of people who are going to go. I was able to sign up through email, no problem. Now, what's interesting is, as long as the round is open, I could go back to my email. If I keep on and hold on to my email, I could go back to that email and actually click on not playing. In addition to that, let's go back and see what my email says right now. I'll wait for it to come in. I should also get an email to my email saying I signed up, and it gives me the opportunity to hit a button that says not playing. So it'll say you're now signed up for the league. And if you would like to change your response, click on the not playing button. So your member is pretty well informed of when they sign up, they get an email to get back out if they want. And even if we take them back out, they'll get an email that says you've now been canceled or you've now canceled your registration. So it does keep the players informed as they go along as to what they've been doing. In your particular case, you can get emails as well by turning on that the communication manager wants to get that. That's something you have to decide whether you want to hear or see that for every single person. I believe you'll get pretty sick and tired of getting 40 or 50 emails every time somebody signs up. So you turn off that you don't want the communications officer to get that email every single time somebody signs up. You might want to get an email when people cancel. You might want to have an email when people have questions, but you may or may not want to see every time somebody signs up. So in this particular case, I've got one player in the round roster. Okay, so that's one way to be able to sign up, is by sending invitations and letting the people answer the invitations. There's also another way in which your members can sign up through the portal system. Okay. Oh, let me stop here for a second. I want to go back to my calendar. Okay. And I want to go to the tabular view of the calendar. When you saw the email, it asked me if I wanted to sign up for round one on this date. Okay, that's not particularly informative. All right, the date's pretty good, but I don't know what I'm signing up for. For instance, I hate playing scrambles. I think it's just a waste of time. I don't mind doing it occasionally, but I'm not going to want to play a steady diet of scrambles. I like to go out and play my own ball and test my own skills. A special occasion, sure. So what you can do in the calendar, and let me make sure I'm sharing the calendar here. You can click on the round name, and you can actually, and most clubs do this, give it a name of what's going on. So in this case, this week we're playing best 2 of 4 balls. Okay, so now the invite would say you're invited to play the best 2 of 4 balls on March 2nd, 2022. This gives me, the golfer in the league, the opportunity to say, oh yeah, I like that game. I'm going to sign up for that. I'm all set. I can play on the 2nd and I like playing that game. So you can actually make this quite long. We can say here in round 2 that this week we're going to do individual net plus, I don't like to use symbols, so plus individual skins, and that becomes the name of the round. And so when the invite goes out, that will be what they're signing up for, individual net plus individual skins on March 9th. So that it'll be automated. You don't have to necessarily always add a special customized message for each invite that goes out. Okay. And so now what we're going to do is, so that's part of managing the way that your members expect you to give them information. You can give them as much information as you want, or you can just let the automatic email go out and give it a name here under round name, and it'll go ahead and they'll go ahead and be able to sign up. Signups are open here. Now, the other thing you can do with this calendar is you can preset up all of your emails to go out automatically. You don't necessarily have to click the button to send the email. So you might be in a position where you want to do that each Thursday. Each Thursday morning you come in, or in our case here, Wednesday morning, you come in and send the invite for next Wednesday. They're already going to show up at the course today to play this week. And while they're on the course, their email shows up to sign up for next week. And you can do that manually. We just saw how. I can also go in here and set up all of these rounds. Let's set up future rounds. Let's do round 4, 5, and 6. And I can basically schedule signups open and close. When I do that, it gives me the ability to schedule the opening round signups. Let's say I wanted to send them out 10 days before the round starts at 10 a.m. on that day. And I want to always close 2 days before the round starts at 10 a.m. on that day. Okay. And if I want a specialized invitation, I could put that right in here, whatever I wanted to say. And at this point, what it'll do for these 3 rounds is it'll automatically send the invite 10 days before the round is scheduled to go at 10 a.m. So it'll send it, like it says here, automatically send email invitations to players with a valid email address. All emails will be sent within an hour from the automatically opening signups. So if this is scheduled to open up 10 days before March 23rd right here, so it'd be open on March 13th at 10 a.m. Those invites will go out somewhere between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m., somewhere within an hour of that opening time of 10 a.m. So you could theoretically set up your entire league in advance, give all the round names, what you're going to play on that day, and you could schedule each and every one of these to go. You could schedule them all to be 10 days ahead of time, or you could individually schedule whichever round on whatever days you wanted them to go out ahead and behind, and automatically close the rounds. So it's really up to you. You could sit down in January when perhaps you're not quite as busy and set up the entire league in advance, and you never have to touch it again. They'll automatically, the emails will go out automatically on whatever schedule you've defined. We're going to clear selection. There we go. So that's how the scheduling works for emails. You can individually send emails when you want. You can set it up to close when you want, or you can set up an entire schedule in advance for as many of those rounds as you want. You want to just pre-schedule the next couple of months, go ahead and do that. You want to schedule the entire season, go ahead and do that as well. So email is one way to get people to sign up. Okay, very convenient, very easy for your members to just click, I want to play, I don't want to play. They're in, they're out, they're in, they're out. When it comes time to be closed, then you can go ahead and make your pairings. You can make your scorecard. You can publish everything that you want to publish and send it to the members the way you want. Yes, Gail, who is actually somebody else. Rob, did you have a question? Okay. I'll continue to watch. So there is a second way to do this, and we give the opportunity for the members in the league to be able to sign up in the portal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's say, name a few more rounds here. Let's just say this is 4-ball with a partner here. Whoops. And round 4 is going to be alternate shot. And round 5 is going to be 4-person scramble, however you spell it. And round 6 will be back to red, white, and okay, so those are just some of the names. And what we're going to do here is we're going to take and make sure that 4-ball, alternate shot, 4-person scramble, and red, white, and blue are accepting signups. Okay, so we're going to turn them on and say they're willing to accept signups. That'll take a second to do that. I'm not going to go through that today, Rob. You and I can do that offline. You've asked that question before. It's very simple. You just apply the same techniques. You're just going to do 2 sets of waves is all. And you can have the same league. I did every Wednesday, but this league could be set up to do Wednesday, Friday, Wednesday, Friday, Wednesday, Friday. Now, with your invite, you're not going to be able to ask the people. This league invite does not allow anybody to tell you anything. They're just playing or not playing. There's no way to get information from the people as to whether they want to play in the morning or the afternoon. So in this particular case, they can sign up for the day and you can put them in the morning or the afternoon and just let them know when they're playing. But you're not going to be able to ask them which one do you want to play. That would take some additional information, and you'd have to get to a premium level to be able to ask that kind of question and get that response. Okay, so I've got all these eligible for sign up, and the other way that people can sign up other than sending them the invite either manually or automatically is to have them go to the portal and sign in the portal. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go over here to League, and I'm going to collect from the League profile what the portal is for this particular league, what the portal name is. And so that's under general settings. And I'm going to go down here in the portal ID, the GGID for this portal. And we could change this, but right now it's RWAKBU. So I'm jotting that down for myself. RWAKBU. Okay, and I'm going to change browsers here. So I'm going to give me a second to open a browser because I want to show this to you as if it were your members signing up. So we're going to pull this over here. We're going to stop the share. Hopefully this works. And get this over here. We're going to share the screen, and I'm going to share to you a different browser. So now we're looking at, I was in Firefox, now I'm in Google. So what I'm going to do here, just like your members, what you're seeing now is what your members would do, www.golfgenius.com. Okay, and this already had some other information in it, so hopefully I'll be able to go to just Golf Genius. There we go. I'm going to sign in. They will not have an email and a password. Okay, so we're going to get rid of that. They're just going to have a GGID code. And the GGID code here, as we just said, was RWAKBU. So we're going to have them sign in with that GGID code. That'll bring them to the portal for this event. Here's our portal. I've set it up with the portal name. This is the opening page, and they can go ahead and sign up. You can put any information you want here. You can see this is where you could create a welcome or league information page. You could list league rules, registration rules, who to contact with problems or questions, links to other things on the internet like directions to your club website, rules of golf, rules of handicap, etc. You can add logos, you can add pictures. This would be just sort of the opening splash page. If I go over here to pairings and results, I added a calendar to this. So as a calendar, I can now show the entire league calendar, and anything that has been available for accepting signups is now shown here. 4-ball, alternate shot, 4-person scramble, etc. And I still have to sign in. I don't know why. I should be able to get in there just with the GGID code. I'm not sure why that didn't work. Sorry about that. Let me pull up another. It might be because I'm on the association website, unfortunately. Give me a second to pull up another demo real quick. Be right with you. I built one for Legacy Golf Links, and let me see if I can get you to that one. I created a CGA test league there. I just got to go get the GGID code, and then I'll show you what the calendar looks like and how you sign up. Okay, so back to our page where you guys are looking. I'm going to come in with another. I'm going to sign out of where I was. I'm now going to sign in with a different GGID code. This GGID code is for Legacy. There we go. And now here's the calendar here. And they have 2 rounds set up. Hopefully you're seeing that. Let me just check the share here. Yeah. They have 2 rounds available for sign up. And so as long as they're available for sign up, they'll be listed over here on the left. So I first have to just pick my name and hit next. It's now going to offer me any rounds that are available for sign up on the left. So I've got the 2 best of 4 balls. It already telling me with green, I'm already signed up for that. Individual net on Wednesday, March 4th is accepting signups. I'm not signed up for it right now, so I can go ahead and sign up for that. I'll say okay. And in this particular case, it allows me to sign up other members. So I could sign up other members. I think that you're allowed to sign up one more the way we set this up, or I can just go ahead and sign out. It tells me I'm registered now for Legacy, and I can just continue. It's going to bring me back here, and it now says that I'm playing this round and I'm playing this round. The other rounds aren't open yet. So in this particular case, with a calendar on the portal, rather than getting emails that I have to respond to as a member, I can just know my GGID code, which could in this case wouldn't have to be the crazy UFWZMF. It wouldn't have to be that code. You could change it to be Legacy MGA 2022. Be easy for me to remember. And when I say, let's go see what's open, and I'll go ahead and sign up, I can come to this calendar, and if it says it's accepting signups, I have the ability to sign up for it. I can also come here anytime I want, and you can see individual net Wednesday, March 9th. I can go ahead and cancel that sign up now. So I have complete control over my calendar. As long as things are open, I can control it. So it's telling you here, we've recorded your registration. Sorry, you're not playing in the round, and continue. So now when I look at my status, I'm signed up for this event, and I'm red down here, you are not signed up. However, I can change my mind and sign up again. As long as it's continued to be open, I can sign up. So back here we go. I am now signed up again. I hit continue, and on the left, I have 2 events signed up. So this is very convenient as well to have one source where I can, as a member, get in and out and see what's coming. I can actually, from your standpoint, you can fill all this out. You may not want to turn on events in September right now, but you might want to turn on events 1 month at a time. You can do that, and when I see they're available, it's either gonna tell me I am playing or I'm not playing, and I can change that as your member. The other thing that's kind of nice about this is you can turn on the T sheet and the results so that when you're done signing up people for this 2 best balls of 4 and you've made your pairings, you can release the T sheet and there'll be a link right here that says that. So I can still use this calendar as my one source for T sheets, results, and signups over and over and over again for the entire league for the entire season. So it's very convenient that way. Personally, I would prefer to come here rather than dealing with a daily email. It also helps to a certain extent. Some of your members have email providers that get a little squirrely about getting things from Golf Genius. So therefore, from time to time, they get blocked, and therefore Golf Genius is not going to send them emails once the emails have been blocked. So they never get the invite, and then they call you up and say, "Hey, my buddy signed up, and I never got the email," or their emails go into spam, and they don't look at spam. This way, the responsibility is on the member to come to the calendar, log in. Maybe they would do it every Monday morning, or maybe they do it every Friday afternoon, whatever schedule meets there, and they can sign up at their leisure. They can sign up what's convenient for them. They don't have to wait for an email, and they don't have to necessarily worry about whether they're going to get that email or not get that email. So that's how, in this particular case, you can use this kind of setup through the portal to be able to go ahead and get people signed up. In addition, of course, you can have separate T-sheet categories. You can have separate results categories. You can have player statistics, etc., in the whole portal. You can also brand your league separately. Legacy's made it kind of big here. I'm working with him this week to finish this up, but you can have logos and banners that will do your league. And you can have multiple leagues. So you can have a portal for your LGA, you can have a different portal and sign up for your MGA. You can have a different portal for a couple sign up. You can have as many leagues as you want, and each one can have its own portal with its own color scheme, with its own logo and its own information, so that if the women play by different rules or different league rules, let's say, than the men do, then you're able to create an entirely different portal. I do want to show you, we're going to go back for a second, and I'm going to share my email with you. You can see that as I've been going along here, we got the initial welcome to the league demonstration. Here's the round sign up. It says your registration for CGA test league, it has come through, and it gives me the opportunity to come out. But then I got my registration here and said, your registration's canceled. Now it's giving me the opportunity to go back in again. And then finally back up here, it says you're back in, and now it's giving me the opportunity to get back out. So in addition to using the calendar, I'm still getting email confirmations to my email as just kind of a confirming that what happened is really what I wanted to have happen. But I can always still go back and always look at the calendar here to be able to know what my status is as of this very minute. Okay, so that's where it becomes convenient to do it that way, but you can do it either way. It really depends on how you want your particular, let's see if I can find it. Yeah, well, how you want your particular league to run. So I'm going to go back to our demonstration as soon as I can get back there. Let's see. And we'll just talk about a couple of the things, and then we'll be open for questions. And then Rob, if you hang around, I can walk you through how to, some of the things. We'll use my test to show you how you would sign up for 2 weeks, or, your question about multiple days and mornings and afternoons. All right, so we're going back into the league demonstration now. And so let's recap. Under golfers, I have a league roster. These are all the people who are going to be invited each week to be able to sign up. And they're the only people that are going to be able to be signed up through either email signups or portal signups. My calendar can be set up in advance for as many weeks as I want. And I control whether or not the signups are open or not open. And I can control what the name of the league is, and I can control what dates they're played on. Keep in mind that I can manually open up signups so they'll be available on the portal. I can pre-schedule signups by scheduling sign up, open and close for any one of these rounds, or I can go to the rounds and go to any one of the rounds and actually click on send invitations, and it'll then invite people by email to sign up for everybody who hasn't already made a decision. If they've already said they're not playing, they won't get an invite. Most of the time, you're going to have all 250 of your league members are going to get the email, and they'll all get a chance to say yes or no. Keep in mind, they don't have to say no. Okay, they just not answer. They don't go into your round unless they say yes. And then once they're in your round, now down below, when it comes time to pair up this round, I only have one player in there right now. Let's go put a few players in. So I'm going to manually put 7 more players in. So let's get here. So I have a total of 8 players. I'm going to mark them as attending. I'm going to hit go. So instead of them answering their emails, I manually am putting them in. Now I have 8 players confirmed right here. So now I can go back to rounds. I've got 8 players confirmed in the round, and now I could go ahead and run the round just like I want to. I could create new pairings. I could create round divisions, flights, and teams. I can determine which tournament games we're going to play for this round. I can print scorecards for this round. I can come over to the report center and get alpha list, T-sheets, cart signs for this round. And then when it's all said and done and everybody comes in, I can enter scores for this round and then post those scores for this round to Jen when we're all done and see the leaderboard and display that leaderboard on the TV or email them results right over here, managing emails. I have all this capability under rounds just like I always do. The only difference with, particularly with a league, is each round is like its own little mini event. Okay. That mini event takes place within the round. You got to keep yourself within your own lane. And then for next week, the next round, same thing. You're going to do everything within that round. Round divisions, flights, and teams, et cetera, et cetera. If you're in an event, just to keep it straight, one of the things we get asked all the time is people make teams and flights within the round when they mean to make them for an event. Within a league, it is appropriate to make your divisions, your flights, and your teams, if you need them, within that round, because it's only going to apply for that week. Okay. So you have all the capability you normally do. You can release for this round. You can turn on mobile score entry if you have the premium product. You can show the results in the league portal when you're done. You can show the pairings in the league portal. You have the ability to do all of the same things you always do. The unique thing for the league is the ability to get people to sign up. It's part and parcel of the league setup in Golf Genius to either email them or have him do portal signups. If you have the premium program, there is one more option, and that option is to set up a directory. It's a little more of a fancy opportunity. You don't use leagues anymore. You use directories of individual events. So every week of your league, excuse me, would be an event, and you would have a directory of events that they could sign up for. It doesn't, that works much better if you're dealing with your entire membership. If you're still just dealing with league membership, then your best bet is to use leagues and use portal signups that we saw before, or use email signups. So that's just scratching the surface on leagues. You know, we only had the hour today, but I wanted to make sure that we got through of how you get people to sign up for your league. Email invitations or portal sign up, either one can work. So you'll be able to do that. Rob, you can, okay, yes, absolutely give me a call. We'll schedule a time when we can work through it and hopefully get you set up so that you'll be able to do that. Okay, not a problem. Any other questions today? You can open up your mic if you wish. I'll stop the share right now. We'll be able to see, or you can type in a question to me if you wish, and I'll try to answer anything that comes up. Leagues are a little complex to deal with a little bit to start with. For more information, if you want to, this is going to be this session was recorded, and it'll be out on our Carolina's Gin Support website where you registered for this event. There'll be a link there, and probably within the next week. In order to view this again, you can also go to the help screen and type in league, and there's an entire league tutorial that you can print out and use as a reference that tells you exactly how to set up leagues. And you can also go in and type into the help button invitations. It'll describe all the possibility of invitations, and you can also type in portal invite or portal calendar, and you will also get some additional information there that you can use as a reference. So if there isn't any questions, we'll shut this off a little bit early. I'll stay on for another couple of minutes, but I appreciate you tuning in today. And anytime you have any questions, don't hesitate to give me a call or send me an email, and we'll be happy to help you out. You're welcome, Shirley. Thanks for tuning in today. Anybody else with a question? You're welcome, William. Hopefully with your iPhone, you were able to see some of it. I know it's kind of small on a phone. If you want to see it again, don't hesitate to go to the recorded session, and you might see it a little bit larger, and then you might be able to see some more of the detail that goes on. Kellen, yes, you can. When you go into your round profile here, for any one round, you're going to be able to go to, and I got to find it for you here. It's probably under signups and scheduling right there. Second one down, participation limits. So you can say that I only want 40 people to sign up, and that way they'll sign up. One of the other things you can do, if you go to the bottom of the tab around signups and scheduling, you can determine whether you want to allow them to sign up a guest or sign up other members. So if you wanted them to sign up as two people, you could click here to allow other members and say, I'll allow you to sign up one other additional player. The beauty of this is once they sign up, they'll have that link in their confirmation screen that they can click on, and they can choose another person from the league to be signed up as they sign up. The beauty of that is they get signed up with the same player or team ID, so that later on it would be very easy for you to make two-person teams or four-person teams, because whoever signed up together gets the same team ID. And when you meant to make teams or make pairings, you would be able to use the team ID field to group them all together. So you do want to think in advance that if this is a team or a two-person event, now you can't, with this system, you can't force them to sign up two people, but you can allow them to sign up to two people. This means you'll still get some people that might sign up as singles. That's fine. You'll have to pair them up with another single if it happens to be a two-person game. So yes, the answer is yes, you can limit the number of players in this round profile for this particular round. So it'd be 40 for this week, but you might allow 60 for next week. And you can allow them to add other members of the league to their sign up. You're welcome. Yeah, believe me, there's lots and lots more options with leagues that it would take us 3 to 4 hours to go through all the options. So if you do have a question in the future, don't hesitate to try to use the help button, or as I said before, drop me a line or give us a call, and we'll help you out with how to set that up. Anybody else? David, Penny, or Callan? Thanks, Callan. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you again down the road. Okay, folks, we'll call it a day. Thanks for tuning in. Hope to see you on the course. Take it easy. Bye, everybody.